Good morning, everyone. This is Tim Wilmot speaking from Wizard Systems. Thanks for joining me this morning for this presentation to show you the capabilities of Workbooks CRM, what areas of your business it can address, and how my company, Wizard Systems, can help you with any CRM implementation. Now, we run these short presentations normally every Friday, focusing on different aspects of Workbooks and CRM. And today we're going to look more closely at how you import data into Workbooks, particularly important when you're setting up your nice new CRM system and maybe you have Excel spreadsheets, some legacy CRM system that you want to migrate data from into Workbooks. This presentation will be approximately 30 minutes or so in duration, so this is just a basic overview of Workbooks. Everyone uses CRM in different ways. Everyone's got different requirements, and I wouldn't have enough time this morning to go over all of the extensive capabilities of Workbooks. So after this session, if you want to explore Workbooks in more detail, if you haven't done so already, we'd love to organize more of a one-to-one session with you and your colleagues, and we can use that to discuss your specific needs and hopefully show you how Workbooks can match those requirements. Now, also on the call today, we've got some people already trialing Workbooks. They know the interface, what it looks like. They may have some idea of the basic functionality, and we've got some people on the call I know that have never seen it at all. So excuse me if I'm going over some old information here. You may already know about Workbooks. I need to go at the speed of the slower, so to speak. Now, the audio part of this presentation is one way only. Your microphone is on mute. Don't worry about any background noises, your end. If you've got any questions, please type those into the questions section on your meeting control panel, and I'll do my best to answer those at the end. Also, this session is being recorded. After the presentation, you'll receive an email with a link to the recording, which you can share with your colleagues and review as many times as you wish. Plus, we'll put it up on our YouTube channel as well. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, a brief mention about my company, Wizard Systems. We're an independent supplier of CRM systems. Workbooks is the most popular system we provide. We've been doing this a long time. We've implemented well over 3,000 systems all over the UK and further afield. As you may know, with Workbooks, you subscribe to it. There's nothing to install. But we do have an implementation service at Wizard Systems. If there's any element of setting up your CRM system that you want help with, we're here to assist you with various services to help you get the system set up to your requirements, import your data, which is what we're talking about today, if you need help on that, integrating Workbooks with other applications, implementing workflows, some fancy things like that. Training, we can do training on site at your site. You can come to our training center. We're based near Bristol, or we can do online training. And finally, support. You are never further away than a quick phone call from our friendly, responsive help desk here to assist you should you need us. So, of course, the key thing initially when we start speaking with you is trying to find out what are the key objectives you're looking to achieve with a workbook system, what issues you're looking to solve. Maybe you're a startup business and you recognize the need to implement a system to help you track your leads and your business development. Maybe you're replacing an older CRM system. Perhaps you're wanting to improve time management, improve the sales process, manage the sales quotation process better, the way you service your clients. All of these may be relevant to you. We also cover these on our other weekly sessions, so stay tuned for those, or you'll see previous recordings up on our YouTube channel. So what is Workbooks? Well, it's a ready-made solution, central system, easy to use, very affordable. I'll come on to prices at the end. A way of managing in one place all of your leads, your prospects, and your customers. It's your corporate memory. So it's tracking all the things about that you need to know about these people, your interactions with those people. You're sharing information more effectively amongst your team members. We've got some marketing tools in there to help you be more proactive and targeted with your communications. Unusually for a CRM system, we can also do quotes, and there's an option for producing orders and invoices as part of a sales order process. I'll come on to that in more detail shortly. We can manage customer service interactions as well, customer calls, issues. It's a management tool as well as it being a personal productivity tool. It's a management tool for you as well to help you control your business, to know what's going on, what's working well, what isn't working so well, giving you answers to those questions. And Workbooks is very popular. All sorts of businesses are using Workbooks in the UK. It's a very secure system. It meets all of the 6 different levels of the government G-Cloud certification program. So it's very, very secure, very reliable. Last year we had an uptime of 99.99%, and it's very popular. We've won the UK Networking Industry CRM Product of the Year 2013, 14, and 2015. Plus, it's a UK system. All of the data is held very securely in the UK. Only you have got access to your data. So just drilling down now on those key aspects of Workbooks CRM. So at the hub of Workbooks is a ready-made database to track your leads, your prospects, and your customers. Now it's very customizable. Shortly, when I show you the different screens, you can, without any programming, add in extra fields on the screens, take fields away that aren't relevant. You're in control. You manage your own system. You can deploy different security levels as well. So if there's some functionality that some people shouldn't have access to, or maybe some records they shouldn't see, there's options for doing that as well. You're managing all of your daily activities in Workbooks, your daily schedule, your phone calls, your meetings, your client tasks. They're all in the system. We also have as an option a very nice link to Outlook. So if that's your currently your company tool for managing your calendar and contacts, with the Outlook connector, this is the optional integration between Workbooks and Outlook, you can share the information in a bi-directional way. So by doing all this, you're building up a wonderful history of all of the activities that you've had with a client. And indeed, we can integrate with any email system, including, of course, Outlook. So as you're sending and receiving your emails, they're being automatically copied into the client's record together with any attachments. We work with any browser with Workbooks. There's nothing to install. It's all in the cloud. Plus, we have mobile access included. There's a downloadable mobile app now. So if you're using your smartphone or a tablet, it doesn't matter what device you've got. You've still got real-time access to your client data wherever you are. Now, marketing, we do focus on this in other weekly presentations, but you want to try and use Workbooks as a powerful marketing tool. You're beginning, when you're using Workbooks, you're actually building up wonderful information about your clients, what they like, what they don't like, what products they've got, what are their job titles, market sectors. This could be really valuable information for you to market to. But before you do all that, you've got easy ways of getting the data into Workbooks and out of Workbooks. And this is what we're going to cover in a bit more detail this morning. How do you import data into Workbooks? Another way of getting data into Workbooks is with the included web form integration. This is called, it's referred to as Web to Lead. So you've got a form on your website. This is how it can be integrated with Workbooks. So as people fill in their information on your website, that will automatically be added to your Workbooks database. And with a little bit of automation, it can alert you to this new lead coming in there. So nothing slips through the net, everything is tracked. Putting your marketing hat on now, before doing any marketing activity, you've got an easy way of creating a list. And we integrate to 3 very popular email marketing systems: MailChimp, constant contact, and .mailer. New titles are being added all the time, but those are the three main ones. Probably MailChimp is the most popular. So the list that you create in Workbooks, the group of email addresses you want to mail to, that's uploaded automatically to MailChimp. No exporting, no importing required. MailChimp will allow you to design a nice looking email that goes to your customers. It will deliver the email in a very secure way, and automatically with the integration coming back into Workbooks, we can see the responses of our customers, what emails they were sent, what did they open, what did they click on, did the email bounce back because the email address didn't exist, did they unsubscribe? That's all visible and recorded in Workbooks. So now managing the sales process, this is quite a unique feature of Workbooks, the ability to track, if you think of a customer sales cycle, from getting the initial lead through to negotiation, qualification, negotiation, doing quotes, managing orders and invoices, and receiving the customer payments. So lead to cash, we can do all of that cycle with Workbooks. So we've got an easy way of creating the quote directly from the Workbooks application. You can store your products and pricing information into Workbooks. You can create umpteen different quote layouts for different quote situations. These are defined and sent to the client, your customer, in a secure PDF format. And it's all integrated with the opportunity. This is an important element of any CRM system, the opportunity, the project, the inquiry that your customer has with you. Again, a very customizable part of Workbooks as you're generating these quotes, it's updating the opportunity so that you can see at a glance, what's the value of this opportunity? How likely is it to come off? When is the order due? And other information that you may want to know. Plus, there's an option for creating orders and invoices. Now, just to let you know, there are two different editions of Workbooks. When you sign up for Workbooks, when you subscribe to it, you've got two choices, and they are CRM Edition and Business Edition. Business Edition allows you to do orders and invoices, all the financial stuff. Both editions will allow you to do quotes. So just bear that in mind when you're thinking about the subscription. You can also mix and match these two editions. So if, for example, you're 5 users in total, you could have a couple of users on the business edition doing ordering and invoicing, and 3 people doing all the CRM stuff. You can mix and match those two together. Brief mention about customer service now, another dimension to Workbooks. If you have a customer support team there, or engineers or technicians, or a little help desk, then you can use this. Those people can use Workbooks to manage all of their service inquiries, applying deadlines, tracking issues, building up a knowledge base, and thereby these service people are seeing what the salespeople are up to, and the salespeople can see what the service people are up to. You're achieving better teamwork as well. Right, final slide before we dive into the demo proper and look at importing in a bit more detail. So we've got a great way, when we're using Workbooks properly, a great way of looking at our sales activity levels. How many leads are coming in? What's happened to them? What sales activities have we got on the go? Our calls, our meetings with clients, and conversion rates. What opportunities are due in? There's a report writer provided with Workbooks, about 50 or 60 or so reports. We do feature on reports in one of our weekly presentations. Plus, complementary to that are nice dashboards as well. So bar graphs, pie charts, a summary of key metrics, key performance indicators that you want to track in Workbooks. Okay, let's dive into Workbooks proper then. Apologies for those people that may be a little bit familiar already with the interface, but here's Workbooks. I've logged into the system with my email address and my password. This will work with any browser. I'm showing it to you today in Chrome, but you can see As we've logged in, we have here the Workbooks Desktop. It's got that immediate familiar look and feel. It looks like your Windows desktop with the Start button down the bottom left-hand corner there. Do you see? And just to the right of that, there's a search box, a Google-like search box. You can type in anything in there, some word or phrase. It will find it for you wherever it exists in the workbook system. But from that Start button and my Start menu, here's all of the elements of a proper CRM solution with the people you're selling to, the companies you're selling to, your activities on the go right now. What have you got to do today? Your emails, what support issues are ongoing, all of your sales information. Show me all of your leads, your opportunities, the quotes outstanding, orders, forecasts, marketing. There's all your campaigns, managing your products and services, looking at your leads, maintaining mailing lists, and so on. And then if you've got the business edition, all the financial stuff there, customer transactions, supplier POs. Oh, and there's also an option for tracking customer contracts. Do you have contracts in your business that you need to maintain? That's another optional module with Workbooks. So let's dive into companies. The basic building block of any CRM system, the information you're maintaining about the companies, the organizations you're working with. Incidentally, if you're not a B2C type company, a B2B type company, and you're more, say, B2C, no problem. Your focus could be on people. I'm just showing you here the way that we interact with customers. So here is the customer, the organization landing page. Rather like Excel, we see here summarized row by row all of the organizations in our system. You can customize what columns you see on this summary view. You can also put people into different lists. If you want to see all of your customers in London, you want to see all of your prospects in this market sector, you can build up lists and quickly dive into that list, that view of people, as Workbooks calls it. Easy ways of navigating around the system. Let's dive into a customer record here, Atlantic Computer Service, and briefly show you what information we can track, if you wish, against a company. So a new window's popped up with some tabs running across the top there. We're initially on the main tab, the Keytab. This is the key information about this organization. Now, this is just an example of what Workbooks gives you. You can change this, you can remove fields, you can add new fields to it, no programming required, and you can search on any of this information. You can build marketing campaigns on any of this information. Running across the top, we can see all of the activities we've had with this person, all of the phone calls, meetings, tasks that we've done. This can be shared with Outlook if you wish, if you've got the Outlook integration. Emails, we integrate with any email system. Emails that you've sent or received from this company are there. The people that you know at that company. There could, of course, be more than one person that you work with. There they all are there, and you can dive into their records and see a similar detailed picture of all the information about them. What are the opportunities on the go with this customer? What transactions? This is what Workbooks refers to as your financial dealings with this customer. Quotes, orders, invoices, contracts, they're all there. And support cases, finally, any support issues. If this isn't relevant to you, don't worry, that can be removed from your screens. And marketing campaigns. All at a glance there we can see all of the marketing activities they've responded to. So very easy ways there of accessing client information and just giving you an idea of what level of detail we're storing against a customer. So this morning's presentation is an overview of how do you get data into Workbooks. So you've just started using Workbooks, you've got data in some other application, how do you move it over there? Or maybe you've gone to an exhibition, you acquire a spreadsheet of all of the visitors to that show, or maybe you've purchased some data from a database broker to start marketing to. You want to get it quickly and easily into your CRM system. For the purpose of this demonstration, I've created this morning a very simple Excel spreadsheet here. Now, the data that is imported into Workbooks needs to be in a what's called a CSV format, comma, separated value. You can see this in Excel. You may not be able to see this little file extension up here, test.csv, but this is a very, very simple file. So basically with this comma separated value, so basically what it's saying is that all of the elements information are split up with a comma. So here we have a column with the first name, last name, telephone number, postcode, job function of those clients. If you were to actually see this information, all of these columns here, these little fields, these cells are divided by a comma. So that's what I'm going to import. And this would be the first thing that you want to look at, is making sure you do a bit of data preparation, making sure there's no blank rows, making sure that the telephone number column just has telephone numbers. If you've got postcode, that's got proper postcodes in it. The city field, that's got proper cities in it, and so on. So that's the data preparation done. We now pop back into Workbooks, and from my start button, here we are, import. Up pops the import landing page. Down the left hand side here, these are all of the parts, these are all of the elements that we can import into in Workbooks. Most of the time, it's these top two, people and organizations. So I've got a database here of people I want to import, and indeed you may have your Excel spreadsheet, maybe a combination of both people and companies. That doesn't matter. There's a way of doing that with Workbooks. So quite simply, a few screens here to take me through the process simply of uploading this information to Workbooks so I can start using it. So I could base this import on a previous import I've done to help me save time, but this is a new one. So I'm now going to dive into my Explorer here and select that CSV file. Then I click Next. So this second screen is just confirming the information that I've selected here. It's detected 5 columns. It's detected 3 rows of data. Incidentally, that first row that we had in the spreadsheet contain the field names, the labels I'm going to import into. And this is a preview of the data before it's come into Workbooks. It's not yet in Workbooks. We're still just looking at it. And we can see here, just to do a bit of a sanity check here, there's those field labels and the right data in those columns. Next. Right, this is a very important screen here. This is where we map the fields that you have into the fields that Workbooks has got. So on the left-hand side, you'll see the one or many fields, the columns, if you like, that we saw in Excel. And on the right-hand side are all of the fields that you can import into. In the middle are the mappings that are already happened, and Workbooks has got some intelligence built into it, so it's pretty much made an accurate guess. Because I had that first row, the column headers there with the appropriate field labels, it's done a pretty good job at mapping 5 of those fields already. But there's one left over, job function. It didn't find a home to go to for that. So this is where we need to guide it, and here in alphabetical order are all of the fields currently in the people section that we can import into, and there's job role. That would be the most appropriate one there. Incidentally, if you've got something that you want to import into Workbooks and there is no field currently for that information, of course, what you'll do before doing this import is make sure you create that new field. and we may feature that on other presentations. How do you do basic customizations of the workbook system? So there we are. We've mapped that field to job role. We're pretty much there. We just continue on the sequence here, clicking next. If we want to match these records to existing records in workbooks, we can do that also. Maybe you have this client information already in workbooks, but you want to append some new information or overwrite that information. This is where you select all of that. Click next here, and then finally run the import. So in the background, it's now going to run that import, and it will give you a friendly little message when it's all done. I'm just going to speed up the process this morning by clicking refresh because I've only got a few records. There in the top right corner is my little friendly little welcome message there to say that has been imported, and it's awaiting review. So this is a nice feature of workbooks that you don't find in many other systems. This data is not available to all of our users yet. Nobody else can see it apart from you. It's awaiting your review. Here are the records here. There we are, as we saw them in Excel. They're kind of sitting in a waiting area in workbooks. They're waiting for our approvals. Well, it looks pretty okay to me, so I'm going to approve it, and job done. They have all been added to the workbook system. Just to prove that, if I now do a search for Irene, one of my imported contacts, down in my little search box there, let's do a search for Irene. There's Irene Harris, as we saw in Excel, and there we are, properly imported. Obviously quite a few blanks there because I didn't have all the other information at the time. So that's it from start to finish. A very simple example of importing people. There's loads of other areas that you can import into, but just to summarize those steps: data preparation, making sure you've got squeaky clean data. Step 2, making sure you've got the right fields in the workbook's record type. Just reviewing that. Step 3, going through the import process. Step 4, reviewing it. And then step 5, start using that data. It's already in your workbook system. Right, I'd now like to just cover, basically before we dive into Q&A, basic information about pricing. So there is an annual subscription for workbooks. You pay for it on an annual basis. There's the 2 editions there, CRM Edition or Business Edition, 228 or 504 per user per year, excluding VAT. You need to add VAT on top of this. And there are some extra options that you may want to consider. The Outlook integration to allow you to share your Outlook emails, your in a bi-directional way, share your contacts, your calendar, and your tasks. We also have lots of other optional add-ons to consider. And finally, be realistic. Do you need any assistance in getting the system set up? Do you want any help in migrating that data over? Yes, it's fairly straightforward to do, but if you don't have the time, you don't have the resources, or you've got more complex imports, I would suggest that you would get our company involved, because we've done tens of thousands of imports over the years. We know what we're doing. Okay, well, it's question time now. So if you can locate your question section on your meeting control panel, please pop those in there. First question from Sheldon. I think it's Sheldon. What is the maximum number of records you can import? Good question. I don't think there's actually any limit. If you mean the number of rows, if you like, as we saw, say in Excel, I don't think there's any limit. It might be a limit of, say, Excel or a CSV file, but I'm not aware of anyone that's had any limit of records being imported. And Workbooks is a very scalable application, Sheldon, capable of storing tens of thousands of records. Next question from Christina. Can you import from ACT? ACT being an older legacy CRM system. Yes, you can. You need to, going back to what I said earlier, you need to export your records from ACT in a CSV format. Next question from Mervyn. Can you pay monthly? Mervyn, I'm afraid as standard, the workbooks, they stipulate an annual payment, but we do have a monthly finance payment option. If your subscription is generally over, say, several users, we can potentially organize a monthly payment for you, which incidentally could also cover training, any training that you may want as well. So you've just got one monthly payment to consider over a 12-month period. So sort of we can organize something there for you, Mervyn. Right, I don't think there's any other more questions coming through there. So if you've got any other queries, or you want any other information about workbooks, here's our contact details. There is a free trial of workbooks, so you can try it out for yourself over a 30-day period. No credit card required in that registration, so have a go. There's loads of tutorial videos up there as well. Do you need a more detailed presentation? Do you need a quote, a formal quote to cover your requirements? Please let us know. There's our contact details. My name again is Tim Wilmot, W-I-L-M-O-T, and our company Wizard Systems, website wizard-systems.com or .co.uk. Thanks very much for your time. Do appreciate it. Thanks for your interest in workbooks, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you and goodbye.